How's it going, everyone? It's Josh Elbow, and in the video today, I want to go over my perspective on why, if you're a consultant or you do either, whether it's done with you or done for you services, some type of consulting or like a service industry, why you need to raise your prices. So my thought process here is this. I can think of, like, personally, from my own experience, I can think of a lot of different reasons, whether it's mainly in the service industry, not so much products, because with products you have to be competitive, so I get that. But in the service industry side, I mean, for starters, one, why wouldn't you want to be a premium service? Do you want to be like the known as like the cheap, like the anybody can work with, like no scarcity, no real like supply versus demand aspect? Or would you rather be known as like the up and coming, like the highest level, the apex, like what the best of the best? Plus, which one feels better, like being the best or being like okay or mediocre? Like nobody wants to be mediocre. But then also my favorite reasons, and then when I'm actually pitching, I use this in my pitch because it ties in ego a little bit, but it ties in like self-worth. So then you can also, like between two things. So it ties in their self-worth and the person's confidence that you're pitching to. So if they're confident, it's good. They can justify to you why you should even like spend your time working with them. But then also if they're not, it weeds out like the people that are like just wasting your time, kicking tires, like the bullshitters. And we don't want to work with them anyway. So the way I work this into my pitch is I'll make a comment, something to the effect of, the reason it's priced, the reason my services are priced the way they are is because I only want to work with people who are really committed to getting to the next level. Dan Locke has a good line that talks about, I'm not trying to turn losers into winners, I'm trying to take winners, like help winners win even more and take winners to the next level. And I'm not trying to, like, nobody has time to turn like rocks into gold and like try and like work on the impossible, because most of the time the reason people are in the position that they're in anyway is because of their previous habits. But if they're already winning, it might only make like, you might only have to make like a 5% incremental change, or even like a 1 to 2% incremental change. But because of the compounding with that, combined with all the other factors of why they're winning, they might see a 10 to 20 to 40 to 30% growth in whatever area you're trying to improve, because it's combined with the other factors that are already like seeing improvement. The same reason from a bodybuilding standpoint, the same reason like those extra like 2-3 reps at the very end when you can't push through it, that's when you see the most improvement in the results, because that's when you're pushing yourself to the next level. You're breaking through the previous high and getting to the next step. So then with all that, from a service-based industry standpoint, the people who have let's say, so for one-on-one consulting, because it's kind of different for, let's say it was a lawyer or a CPA, like they might just need it because from a business perspective versus like a personal consultant or like a fitness trainer or something. The people who have the confidence in themselves to invest, to better themselves and to better the people, you don't want to work with people with no self-esteem, because like it's going to bring you down, it's going to drain your energy. It's not worth that money, whatever you're charging, whether you're charging thousands of dollars or like tens of dollars or whatever. But the people who have the confidence in themselves to invest in themselves, to make themselves better, aren't going to have a problem throwing $1,000 or $5,000 or $20,000, like whatever the dollar amount is, to make themselves better, because they know that they can be better. They have the clarity in their mind of like where they want to go, and they can realize that you can help them achieve their goals. Also, at the same time, the people who are willing to make the investment in themselves are willing to do the work. The reason the people that aren't willing to make the investment in themselves aren't successful yet is because they lack the self-esteem, or they lack the confidence, or they haven't done the previous work. So why would it be anything different? So like when I price for my own instance, when I price my stuff, I'm loving everybody that I'm working with, because they're actually doing the work, the process, the system, and I just say, do this, they do this, and that's how it works. And yes, obviously the results aren't overnight for anything, because that'd just be like bullshit. But the results we've had, as you guys have seen on my Instagram, have been phenomenal. And the people that have the confidence to say, okay, Josh, like I trust you, I believe in you, I see the results that other people are getting that you're getting, like I want the change, I'm already doing fine with this, and this, but like I want to take it to that next level. The people that are willing to invest the dollar cost into themselves are willing to do the work, because they have the self-confidence and belief in their own self, and their value and their worth and all that, versus the people who just want to talk about it and get more information and, oh yeah, I'll talk to you next week, or I'll talk to you, I gotta do all that, I gotta talk to every fucking person out there. So the back end side of this is when you're creating your funnel or your system or your lead generation system or any of that, I need to actually incorporate this myself, but find a way to funnel out. So aside from just getting the warm prospects that you want in, find a great way to funnel out the people that are just complete bullshitters, because you don't want to like spend a second wasting your time with them. And the best part about all of this, from my own experience, is because I focus on what I'm grateful for, not what I'm lacking, because I believe in all the universal stuff. The biggest takeaway I'm getting from this is like, I'm grateful that I'm learning this stuff at 22 versus being 40 or 30 or what, like being 30 and in a job, like a sales job, and having to learn like all this different stuff. And not that I think I'm ahead or not that I think I'm behind, but like learning as early as I am, I'm thankful for that. And that helps me see my long-term vision, like where I want to be when I'm 80 and 90. So when you're pitching and when you're presenting for consulting clients, you can literally just say, like, the people that are willing to make the investment in themselves are willing to do the work. Most of the time, the people that aren't willing to make the investment in themselves aren't willing to do the work, and I want to work with them anyway. So it ties the buyer's ego and their self-worth involved. If they have the confidence, like we went over, they're going to make the purchase anyway, and they'll be good to go. If they don't have that self-worth and that confidence, you don't want to work with them anyway. And you can say that, to be like blunt. I say it often because I don't really care. Like, facts are facts, and they don't care about your feelings. And sometimes you just got to toughen people up. But from a closing perspective, it's worked very, very well for me. Hope you guys like my take on why you should work with people that want to invest in themselves. As always, if you have more questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram at TheJoshAlbo or email me at summitsme@gmail.com. If you want to work with me one-on-one, as you guys know, I'm doing 10 spots a month. Again, I might cut this back to 5 to 8. 10 spots a month in my one-on-one mentorship program. It's strictly e-commerce mentoring to be focused, just how to make money online. My vision for it and what I've had success with it so far is just showing people ways to be making either what they're making or more than they're making at their job, working 40 to 70 hours a week, and giving them the freedom to say, okay, if I can supplement my income by doing this thing online and only work 20 hours a week and be on a boat or a jet ski or like at a pool every day, I've seen both sides, and it's way more fun sitting in the sun by a pool and working from your phone than going to a desk job. I promise you. And I could be wrong. By all means, I could be wrong. But if you've tried both, then you can be the judge of that. Thanks for watching the video, everyone. See you next time.